Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Immanuel Aibogun say he want make this message reach Oba of Benin, the Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki, and Edo people across the world. He say get one former police officer wey name be Isaac Eke. He say this police officer dey promote native war for Edo State. The boys wey dey use take dey do all these bad things, anytime they arrest them, this police officer go release them. He also accused the deputy governor Philip Shaibu dey promote native war. He said he don write a petition against the deputy governor Philip Shaibu. Make I leave you, make you hear from Immanuel Aibogun.
By the time I leave Abuja and I get into Benin, I will also cry to the governor. I know Governor Godwin Obaseki does not promote native war. Obaseki, in quotes, I can attest to that he does not support this community crisis. But other persons in his government, from the deputy governor down, have written petitions against them. It's already in the state CID. These people are promoting native war, whether knowingly or unknowingly. They are giving these criminals some level of backing. They would either talk to the CSO government house to deploy vigilantes for them, or to the commander for mechanized. These were the reasons why the brigade commander were recently changed. We can no longer allow this impunity to continue in Edo State. For crying out loud. Good morning. A very warm good morning. Good morning wherever you're watching me from across the globe. I remain no other person than yours noble right activist, Comrade Aibogun Emmanuel. At this very junction, I just want you all to share and invite for me, please. I want you all to share and invite, particularly my Benin brothers and sisters. I want this video, this broadcast this morning, to get to the Omonobane Do Ukwa Polopolo, Oba Erediawa, Oba Atokpe. He said, I want this video to get across to the governor of Edo State. I also want this video to get across to all Edo sons and daughters across the globe. My brothers and sisters across the social media space who are currently doing very well. I want you all to, on this basis, note that I have given you free permission to extract these videos from my wall and put it on all YouTube, TikTok, Instagram platforms across our Edo social media space. Benin City has now become a hub for corrupt police officers to annex, particularly in communities where there are sales of communal lands. It beats my imagination that I myself could even be sent to prison for a matter I know nothing about because some unscrupulous police elements decide to collect bribe and turn deaf ears to issues and evidence is raised in the course of investigation. I myself, talking to you, am a victim of this high level of high-handedness on the part of police. But just yesterday, a revelation, a very shocking revelation, came to my very eyes. For the past 2.5 years, I've been trying to advocate that our people shun this level of communal violence that brings about destruction, setback, pain, anarchy, and a warlike demonstration in most of our communities, particularly, I repeat, in Ikpobaoka, in Nwode, in Ego. And a lot of people did not take this too serious. At about the 4th to the 12th of November, something happened in the Obaoka local government. In fact, let me use the word about the 1st to the 31st of December, a lot of things happen in the Oba local government. I want to, at this junction, advise our Edo state government. What you are calling homicide is not just homicide. Agreed, by our English law we operate, it can be addressed as homicide, but it's not just homicide. People are invading Edo State. People, in fact, highly placed persons are promoting native war, are promoting this homicide that we are seeing taking place on daily basis in Edo State. And one of them is the immediate past, not the immediate past, one of the past AIGs that we have in Zone 5. And majority of the operatives that are in Zone 5. While I came to Abuja to ensure that a group of persons who were shot with AK-47 and narrowly escaped death get justice and the culprits of this act arrested, I discovered that a senior police officer by name Isaac AK is not only aiding, but is also ensuring that these people are never caught in the acts that they do. To my very eyes last night, to my very eyes, in my very presence, one of the suspects who the police had invited to come and answer questions of being in possession of AK-47, upon arrival at the ROT office in Abuja, the suspect discovered that he was very uncomfortable in the environment. He was aided by this AIG, retired, whisked in his boot. They had to hide him in his boot. When I noticed that he was in the vehicle, I had to go and stand at the gate, saying that there's no way this guy will escape here if we do not interview the authority today. The police had invited him. He had come a day before with some persons, and including this retired AIG. And some persons were in cells. So the commander said that this is police work. We shall allow them do their work. That he had told the young man to come with everybody who they mentioned in the petition, since they are all in Benin. That he's giving him that grace to go back and invite all of them. And we should allow police do our work. We should not pressure them that they've seen somebody should arrest him, who were not the ones who invited him. And I saw a lot of sense in what the commander said. And we decided to say, okay, we would put other senior officers on the know and see what happens yesterday. But to our greatest surprise, when we arrived the commander's office, we saw the AIG's vehicle, police vehicle. Even if this man is retired, the police vehicle, numbered in police number. We saw him and we decided to ask what was going on. They said they were around and we will soon be holding an interview, but the commander was praying and that we needed some time. He had already seen them and told them to wait, that we will be around. So when the suspect realized that those persons who were shot with AK-47 were right at the office, he narrowly entered the boot of this AIG's car and was whisked away. In the premises of ROT, all the officers at one point in time were doing one thing or the other and asked all of us to wait by the waiting room. But in my own reason, I said, no, let me stand at the car park while others sit and let me be observing what was going on. When this man entered the vehicle, I had to rush to meet the commander. Before the commander gave a directive that the vehicle should be stopped, he had already passed the second gate of ROT facing the Apo Asokoro Express and could not be stopped. My dear people, I want to make this a sound of warning because I have been a victim. And if people like us decide to keep quiet, we will continue to have more rising homicide cases in Edo State in a bid of courtesan or this community land rustling. What is going on in Edo State now is not that it is just mere courtesan. These people now enjoy the backing of senior police officers, particularly this AIG, Isaac AK. I will want the Inspector General of Police to ask this man, why is he coming to solicit for somebody who is in possession of AK-47? Of what benefit is that person to him, or of what transaction does he have with that person? People are being killed in the east where he comes from. We have not seen him solicit for them, or we have not seen him come out to condemn such acts that his people are doing. But day in, day out, he is busy soliciting for people who are known criminals. In the person of Emmanuel Aigbedo, aka Malo, those were the young men, if people can recall, when my wife was shouting that I've been kidnapped and they don't know where, she doesn't know where they are taking me to. Those were the young men who nearly killed me in a Hexagon. In fact, he was the one who came to accost me to my neck and was dragging me that I should be taken out of Hexagon. I said, for what? God willing, on that fateful day, I had a lot of people who knew me at that Hexagon. So they had to, accost them and tell them what was going on. That this guy is somebody we all know. So why are people fighting him? They started taking, they said that was not enough reason for them to begin to embarrass me in public. When they saw that the crowds were coming one after the other and everybody was talking in my favor, they got tired and they went and called the illegal army they use in orchestrating all these evils. And let me tell Edo people, this illegal army, when I came out, I was arrested to form mechanized. Some more people who doesn't have sense were jubilating. At the end of the day, when the army came to Edo to carry out their independent findings, they discovered that those soldiers who were in that community were illegal. They arrested them. As I speak to you now, they are in 2 division Ibadan. Under the GOC there, commanding 2 division, they are being investigated by the military police. And very soon, I think their reports will be out. These persons were caught with government uniform, government rifle, in a place where they were not ordered to be in. And we all know what this amounts to. Now, to my greatest surprise again, I am coming to Abuja to see how these young men, who you will see with me today in a protest to the Inspector General Police Office, were shot to take it 47. At first, I didn't want to come. I told them to go. The petition has been written by their lawyers, so they should go. But when they kept on insisting that, comrade, if we are not here, we will not get what we are looking for. Please, come down to Abuja. Please, we are begging you, come down to Abuja. They insisted. At a point like this, I shouldn't be traveling because my wife is already heavy. So I looked at it and I begged her and I said, see, the way these boys have been calling me since Thursday, you even heard the call. And you know what has been going on. Please grant me this time for me to quickly go to Abuja. I won't spend more than 3 days. But coming to Abuja, looking at the nature of issues, I've been in Abuja for the past 5 days, getting to 6 days now. Only for me to discover with my very eyes that this ICKK, China Anonoma, what they call him, is promoting, in fact, what is bigger than lawlessness. And I'm now convinced that all the AK-47, all the ammunition they are using, and all the unlawful or partial release that they've been enjoying, is this man has a hand in it. Because I cannot see a reason why an AIG, who was former commissioner for SARS, former AIG Zone 5 Benin, who knows what this community crisis is all about, will be coming to bail people and soliciting for bail of those persons who were caught in the act. If this AIG is truly a friend and a police officer and is being respected to the extent that police have to grant him their vehicle upon retirement to be using with the plate number of the police, I want to ask, of what importance is this man to the police when he's coming to solicit for criminals? Criminals, when I mean criminals. I stand to be corrected and I stand to be advised if what that man is doing is lawful and is also helping the police. You also in the video that I posted some few days ago or a week ago, that we are watching what the police will do. This young man, when the police went to the community to invite them, they did not only chase the police, they were shooting AK-47 at the policemen. Policemen from State CID were there. Policemen from Aruti Abuja were there. This AIG did not see all of that to condemn their act. Rather, the persons who were in the scene, Malo and Uyu Gebo, who ordered for those things to be done, is who are the persons he's coming to solicit from? Have we gotten this rotten in Nigeria? I would at this junction today take a one-man march protest to the Inspector General of Police, and will also demand that this Obaseki be investigated, because we gathered information that these young men, that was why they called me, that they sold a large chunk of land in the community and are in possession of over 40 million naira. And they were coming to Abuja to come and see how they will induce police officers to avert the investigation going on against them, when there are visible evidences of people who survived AK-47 bullet shots. I won't be saying anything now if these guys who were shot at were not alive to speak for themselves. It is just because Facebook does not permit us to show such pictures on the media. If not, I would have been flashing it for you to see. But if you go to my wall carefully and look from pictures that are posted from November 10th till date, you will see these videos and these pictures of these persons who are carrying out this evil in Benin. These are part of the reasons why we can no longer continue to keep quiet, because we know that the hottest place in hell is reserved for those persons who during moral crisis choose to remain neutral. At a time like this, I can never be neutral. For those of you who know me very well, I can never be neutral. There are a group of persons who we are gradually gathering evidences from. By the time we see the evidences that is already getting to our peruse, we will have no other option than to call on the governor of Edo State to declare these persons wanted. As I speak today, a lot of people are alleging the SSG to be supporting these persons. And I think by the time I leave Abuja and I get into Benin, I will also cry to the governor. I know Governor Godwin Obaseki does not promote native war. Obaseki, in quotes, I can attest to that he does not support this community crisis. But other persons in his government, from the deputy governor down, have written petitions against them. It's already in the state CID. These people are promoting native war, whether knowingly or unknowingly. They are giving these criminals some level of backing. They would either talk to the CSO government house to deploy vigilantes for them, or to the commander for mechanized. These were the reasons why the brigade commander were recently changed. We can no longer allow this impunity to continue in Edo State. For crying out loud, these people are so sophisticated that they kill people on a daily basis. For the past 2 weeks, people have been dying in Edo State. People, whether they are cultists or not, they've been dying. How do they get funding? They get funding because majority of their members are selling lands in Benin, taking over people's community, promoting crime. And in my previous interactions with the Commissioner of Police, I discovered that the Commissioner of Police is in no support of this nonsense. And that's why I'm calling on Edo people to also support it, because these people who are doing these things, they live in our communities, we know them. But because of the fear of coming out to say the truth and to report to agencies, that is why this thing is continuing. If we Edo people decide to say that this nonsense must stop, if you see me, Emmanuel, supporting a bad thing, say it. Just as I've seen this criminal, I will call him Obaseki, just as I've seen him supporting nonsense, I will also come out and say it. That is the only way we can help ourselves. The police does not have any special spirit or any special crime detector that they use in knowing who are committing crime. Not until when information is available to them. I am a sociologist. I can tell you how some of these things can be stopped. Not until when we, the citizens, decide to support the security agencies, they will not see any major achievement on this. As I speak to you, 90% of the police in Edo has been transferred. They must go. They must go because they know these cultists. Each time they arrest them, they release them. Each time they arrest them, they release them. So if they transfer you out of Edo State, please look at it as a patriotic service to Nigeria and go and serve in those areas where they've sent you to. They need your assistance there. While we also need those police officers that they are sending to our state. Because a lot of this nonsense must stop. A lot of this nonsense must stop. I don't see a reason why young men will just gather in broad daylight, get themselves intoxicated with hard drugs, and the next thing they choose to do is to go and survey somebody they want to kill the whole day and end up killing the person and nobody is held accountable. Even me who is talking here, my life is at risk. It's not like there's anything that is protecting me. My life is also at risk. So if I don't talk and I die, to what benefit is it? And if I talk and I die, it will also be of a long service to the society. This nonsense must stop. This nonsense must stop. Governor Godwin Nogega Obaseki, you must call your principal officers to order. If you hear what a lot of people are saying, that is why most people hate your administration. They believe that you are supporting people that will fight for you in the coming election. Go to Oba of Benin. That is what they have done there. Go to Obiaza, Obaseki. Oh my God, AK-47 is just like walking stick. AK-47 is just like walking stick. And they are not pledging it on courtism. These people are courtists. They are using the unity of courtism and the joblessness of most of these courtists who are mostly touts and uneducated fellows. They are using their affluence on them to perpetrate this illegality. If you go to Obage Nebos as we speak, a lot of criminals are there. If you go to Obanyato, a lot of criminals are there. If you go to Obaseki, sorry, a lot of criminals are there. Ubiaza, what they are doing there is that they are pulling off people's roof, breaking down their houses and reselling those lands to people who want to buy land at cheap particle. That is what they are doing there currently. All of these informations, the governor must act on it. My Excellency, if I come to Benin, I'm coming to protest and camp in government house gates. Enough of this nonsense. This ICKK, people must also join us. We are going to write a petition to the Police Service Commission this morning and to the Inspector General of Police and submit it there via a protest. Since yesterday, I have been calling First PRO. He has not picked my call. I understand his office is very, very busy. But please, Ogadi, your lines that are open to the public, you should not be handling it yourself. Give it to people that can receive all the calls and tell you what is going on. Edo State is currently suffering because of people like ICKK. Yesterday, it wasn't like it's a film. He was also pressurizing the commander to release criminals. And I also want to use this medium to applaud the commander. Oga, please do your work. Do your work. I understand it's your former boss, you should respect him. But not to the detriment of what will promote lawlessness and impunity. I want to applaud you at this junction because I saw yesterday that you stood your ground. But please, sir, I want to say that this culprit must be brought to book. If they had killed one of your police officers that day, if they had killed one of them, I know this will not be the tune. Let it not look as if because they are not affected. I know their vehicles were damaged and some other vehicles they had were also damaged. They were made to start settling those vehicles. Sir, please, Inspector General of Police, please, although we are coming to your office this morning, sir, this nonsense has to stop. This ICKK, I don't think he's above the law. He's using police vehicle. If he can use police vehicle to whisk out a suspect in a rookie office, I don't think that man will not carry AK-47 in his boots and drive down to Benin to give it to them with even ammunition. Why the police will see him on the road? Oh, it's Sean, sir. Sean, sir. They will be getting a smooth ride into Benin. That is what I'm saying, oh. Because we do not know where some of our youths are getting AK-47 to be driving police officers. Look at what happened in Obanyato. Sorry, Obazagbon the other day. I think it is high time our security agencies do more. But the governor of Edo State, these people can only achieve more when they enjoy your overwhelming support. Please, My Excellency, Governor Godwin Nogega Obaseki, I want to repeat again. Your principal officers are aiding these people, direct or indirect. At the point of coming to Benin, I will mention a lot of names because we have gotten records of their actions. What they are doing is only to amass monies to themselves. These people will come out and bribe them. After the end of the day, they will go and perfect whatever plans that will aid these people to remain in the community. Destroying people's houses, shooting AK-47 at people. The reason why I'm coming out to say, they will say, man, do you have evidence to all of this? Things? The people who they shot at are still alive. They can testify. When I saw what happened yesterday, I was so scared I couldn't sleep in the hotel I used to sleep. I had to run somewhere else for my own safety. And that is why I'm reporting from where I am this morning. and I believe they are also waiting for me to come out and lead them peacefully to the office of the Inspector General of Police to submit a petition. This nonsense have to stop. If a man like Obaseki can be supporting and whisking out criminals in the police formation, what will he do when police officers are not there before these young criminals and cultists who are currently disturbing the peace of Edo? It is my own simple way of contributing to a better society. That is what I find myself doing, and that is what my knowledge has directed me to do. If they don't like it, they should say it. If they like it and they want us to continue living like this in Edo, we will have no other option than to tell them this cannot stand. An injustice to one is an injustice to all. These people are organized criminals, and Obaseki has proven to us that he is one of their sponsors. So we shall stop at nothing to ensure that this matter gets national attention. We shall stop at nothing, as I repeat, that this matter gets at national attention. I also want to use this medium to call on Nuru Badu, our National Security Advisor, and the Minister Police Service Commission, and our father, an astute retired Inspector General of Police, no other person than Solomon Arase, to please don't allow this matter to be swept under the carpet. These persons we are mentioning their name are very powerful. If we don't look into their actions and they walk away with this, Edo State will burn times 10. Oh. Edo State will burn times 10, particularly Benin City. Edo State will burn times 10. That is what we are seeing. I cannot allow my kingdom, my state, and my people to suffer because of criminal elements. I even believe that if you investigate this man's bank information and his call log, police, you know what to do. You will see overwhelming evidences of what this man is doing. He is conspiring with criminals, aiding and abetting criminality. As a retired AIG of police, he should be an exemplary role model to ensure that crime is brought to its barest minimum in the country, not to encourage criminality. If not for social media, if not for the press, would we not all be dying in silence? Please, we should not sweep this issue under the carpet. And at this junction, because I have a lot to do today, I also want to implore my sisters and brothers across Edo State, whether political support or political against, whether traditional support or traditional against, let us all put this broadcast on our platform. The man's picture is on my wall. I published the issue yesterday on the social media and tagged relevant security agencies and their platforms on social media yesterday, the moment this thing happened. Please, let us put beyond whatever differences we have as a people and ensure that sanity is brought. If you are a pro-governor or Obaseki supporter, this is what we should stand for. Homicide under Obaseki has been on the highest rise, and I think the governor has made statements to see how he can reduce that. So if you are a supporter of the governor, do not look at Emmanuel Agbogun that is always antagonizing government or criticizing government. Share this broadcast. Share this broadcast so that it will go wide and far. All our bloggers on YouTube, Edo bloggers, please remove this thing from my platform and put it. In the next couple of hours, we shall be protesting to the office of the Inspector General of Police with victims who are affected, who narrowly escape life. All of those people that you see that are being killed, if they tell you who killed them, they know who killed them, but because they are no longer alive, they cannot speak for themselves. Now that we have victims that were shot at and that were able to survive, they were able to narrowly escape death, we should not sweep this in under the carpet, because a lot of principal officers of the government of the day have been mentioned. A lot of individuals with address in Edo State have been mentioned. So please, let us not sweep this under the carpet. I agree politics around the corner, but because of my patriotic zeal for Edo to become a better place, that is why I'm lending my voice. Please, Let us not take these informations for granted. I repeat again, whether you are pro Obaseki or anti Obaseki, whether you are pro APC or anti APC, whether you are pro Labour Party or anti Labour Party, whether you are Edo in diaspora, let us not take these things for granted. People promoting all these crises in our communities are making millions out of it, and when you see them you call them, hey my leader, sean sir, watokpe sir, sean sir, to the extent that a retired AIG is now even risking them in his boot. That's to tell you how profitable and how beneficial this crisis is to them. So please, the best I can do is to lend my voice, and that is what I will continue doing until when these culprits are brought to book. The criminality that exists is so enormous. Benin Kingdom has now become a ground for lawlessness. Let us change the narrative. Let us change the narrative as a people. Killing is on the rise. We no longer have young men who can walk freely in the city because of cultism and this community crisis that are being caused by man-made activities, orchestrated and guided by senior police officers like Obaseki. For now till the rest, in fact when it's being brought and questioned, Obaseki will not rest on my mouth o. They should go and tell him. He should rather provide the suspect he reached yesterday for interrogation, or better still, submit himself and tell the Nigerian police what he knows about what is going on. At this junction, because I have a lot to do today and I need to go back to Benin, I want to quickly appeal to the Commissioner of Police not to take all of these informations for granted. The people in that community are with AK-47. Are they hunting bushmeat, or they are hunting human beings, or they are kidnapping and robbing? Please, my respected Commissioner of Police, do something about this. Our governor, Obaseki, I have also repeated this time to our number, do something about this. The Inspector General of Police, please, we need your support. This special intervention squad, we also need it in Edo. It is not just enough to have redeployed majority of the officers in Edo because they are corrupt. No. We also need you to set up a tactical team that will come and clean up the menace that is currently being rocked in Edo. These people are in Edo, they are in Benin City, they have addresses. Not until when we decide to take this serious, they will continue to have their way. So please, I want to draw this broadcast close. Join me live within the hours of 12 and 1 o'clock today as we take a peaceful march to the office of the Inspector General of Police. Thank you and God bless you all.
Now we don't hear from Emmanuel Agbogun. Let us know what you think for comment section. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for the hear all the things wey dey happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you with this video, make you help us share am. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.